The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Good morning and welcome to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines for the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson with you, alongside me doing color today, Ellie Ruffridge, as we have the Sioux Central Rebels and the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines in this 2A semifinal. Dike-New Hartford chasing history here, looking, Ellie, for their fourth straight state title. You know what that's like, being a winner and coming back, and how tough is that?
It's extremely tough to do. It's only been done one time before, and that was Ankeny back in the 2002 season to the 2005 season. So they got something more to play for in this game. But same for Sioux Central. I mean, they have a historic season as well, with this being their first time at the state tournament. They have nothing to lose playing against this Dike-New Hartford team. Yeah, so that's lay it all out there. Other teams haven't been real successful in trying to knock off Dike-New Hartford here, but we'll see what Sioux Central can do today. Let's take a look at the road to state for these two teams. For Sioux Central, the 23-1 record defeated Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont in a close quarterfinal matchup. As you see there, Avery Wilson, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Morgan Christian, 13 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. For Dike-New Hartford, they defeated Cascade in the quarterfinals 58-28. Maybe a little surprise, Marin Bixby, the point leader there with 25. Jaden Peterson with 9 points. We'll hear the name Peterson quite a bit today for these two teams, as we have the two Peterson playing, and Bixby stepped up big there in that quarterfinal. We'll take a little deeper dive in today's games with their Seeds for Success coming up, presented by Channel Seeds. We'll have starting lineups and get set for the tip-off. Coming up here in just a minute, we'll take a break. You're watching the Girls 2024 State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
This is our son, Sebastian.
In 2021, he took half a pill he didn't know was counterfeit.
That tiny pill contained enough fentanyl to kill him almost instantly. Kids buy them on social media and share them with their friends, not realizing how dangerous they are.
Please talk to your kids about not taking anything that's not directly prescribed to them.
Our child will never get to grow up, but we want yours to be able to.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Welcome back to the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. And time now to take a look at our Seeds for Success, brought to you by Channel. And the enhanced Channel Seeds brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Ellie Ruffridge, what do you have for seeds today?
For Dike-New Hartford, it's quite simple for them. They're going to play to win. They're going to do what they've been doing all season, and they're going to worry about themselves, control what they can control. And then they also have a very big presence with the inside-outside game, so they're looking for the post-entry passes, but then they have shooters who can hit that knockdown three. And then for Sioux Central, consistency. They've been consistent from the three-point line. They lead Class 2A in three-point makes, so they're going to look for that as well, and then rebound. I think if they're going to have a chance to beat Dike-New Hartford this game, they have to have their best rebounding game of the season.
And that's easier said than done when you look at the size that New Hartford brings to the table here, isn't it?
Yes, well, with Dike-New Hartford, you have the Peterson twins, and Jaden Peterson had 17 rebounds in the quarterfinal game. So, again, if you're Sioux Central, you need to find those two and box them out.
So those are your Channel Seeds for Success for today's game. We'll take a final break here before tip-off. When we come back, we'll have your introduction, starting lineups. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Getting ready for number 1 Dike-New Hartford taking on number 4 Sioux Central. in the 2A semifinal here. Winner plays tomorrow at 4:45 for the state championship. We mentioned it, Dike-New Hartford going for 4 in a row. Ankeny back in the early 2002, they started that string. Very tough to do. And one of the things, too, I find is the crowd sometimes shifts for that underdog. When you're the defending champion, you know, and you've done it 3 times, and the crowd kind of gets behind that Everybody loves the underdog, and that kind of happens. But as Dike-New Hartford, you got to kind of, as you said, block everything out and just play your game, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think what has been the most impressive part of Dike-New Hartford is they're improving every year. Like, they're not satisfied with what they're doing. They're chasing history. And, I mean, we look at their players, Mara and Bixby, the Peterson twins. I mean, this is a dominant senior class who just improves. And they're multi-sport athletes, and they're not satisfied. They're going to do whatever it takes to make history.
And for Sioux Central, you want to keep it close. You want to, you know, not let them get big runs out, and that's been tough because they score points in bunches at times, don't they?
They do, and I mentioned this earlier, but they have absolutely nothing to lose. And before the game, I was talking to their head coach, Casey Krager, and he feels really good about this game. I mean, I think his message was very simple to this team. Just play for each other, play loose, and ultimately just have fun. Soak it up.
And you mentioned the coaches. There's going to come times in the game when you get down here to the tournament where they have to make the decision. Do I call timeout, reset things? Do I let them play? And all coaches have a little different feeling on that, and they're all good, and they seem to know their team and know when to call that and when not, don't they?
For sure. They know their team better than anybody else.
Yep. So just about ready to get things started here. We'll have your announcements, your introductions of the starters and the non-starters here today, and we'll also have our sportsmanship. Or do they do that? No, they don't do this in the semifinal, do they? No. Anyway, we'll get underway, and then the winner, as we said, will play tomorrow at 4:45 for the 2A state championship. I saw Coach Dahl out in the hallway coming in, and he was kind of pacing around like he was nervous, like this was his first. Coaches are that way, aren't they?
I think coaches still get maybe more nervous than the players do. I mean, they care so much, and you put all of the work in the season.
We are sure glad you're here for today's 2024 Girls State Basketball 2A semifinal matchup featuring the Sioux Central Rebels and the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to just enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's 2A semifinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Sioux Central Rebels. Number 5, Nora Christian. Number 10, Marley Madsen. Number 11, Hadley Ayers. Number 12, Lindsay Peck. Number 20, Emma Smith. Number 23, Riata Ayers. Number 24, Kylie Anderson. Number 30, Ava McCarty. And number 40, Kennedy Brown. The assistant coach for the Rebels, Nathan Anderson. Now, here's your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Number 5, Izzy Norton. Number 11, Kaylin Meester. Number 21, Sophia Bennett. Number 31, Sylvie Fuller. Number 33, Joy Eilderts. Number 41, Riley Reichs. Number 44, Josie Silman. Number 51, Sydney Anneman. Number 53, Miranda Tyler. And number 55, Mallory Peterson. Your assistant coaches, Matt Dove, Ashley Benninga, Craig Chapman, and Maddie Danner. And now, here's your starting lineup. For Sioux Central at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 3, Morgan Christian. For Dike-New Hartford at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 3, Jaden Peterson. For the Rebels at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 4, Presley Peterson. For the Wolverines at guard, a 5'7" freshman, number 13, Peyton Foster. For Sioux Central at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 22, Brady Krager. At forward for Dike-New Hartford, a 6' senior, number 15, Marin Bixby. For the Rebels at guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 32, Avery Wilson. At guard for the Wolverines, a 5'7" junior, number 23, Maddie Busco. And for Sioux Central at forward, a 5'11" sophomore, number 33, Caitlin Wildeman. And for Dike-New Hartford at forward, a 5'11" senior, number 25, Peyton Peterson. Head coach for the Rebels is Casey Krager. And for the Wolverines, Bruce Dahl. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you our officials as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for this 2A semifinal. Royce Raniger, Jason Slaughter, Kevin Schultz, and your bench official, Dwayne Johnson. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please join us, direct your attention to the flag as we honor our veterans, those currently serving in this great country we call America, for the singing of our national anthem, today performed by Montezuma High School's Gracie Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and the ramparts we hailed were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Gracie. Great job. All right. Who's ready for state tournament basketball?
And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, the proud title sponsor, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Farm Bureau has offices located in each county across Iowa. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girls. Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge, what's the key to getting started here for Sioux Central, the underdog?
Well, I said rebounding, but another thing is they're going to have to manage Dike-New Hartford's press.
And the tap controlled by Sioux Central. They're in the red. Dike-New Hartford in the white uniforms. Christian up top. Krager now back over. Lob it inside. Back out to Krager. Over to Wilson. And picked off by Bixby. Long arms, hard to get over, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looked like Dike-New Hartford there was in a little bit of a zone. And so I think what Sioux Central is going to have to do is have really good ball movement. They had really good ball movement against in their quarterfinal game. So, again, just move the ball and just settle in here in this first quarter.
Bixby into Jaden Peterson. Off, no good. A rebound comes down to Krager. They'll push the ball up the floor. Back up top to Krager. Over to Christian. It looks like still that zone for Dike-New Hartford into the middle free throw line. On the drive, Peterson. Back up, and that'll be a turnover. I was just about to say the shot clock hitting 10, but still trying to find a gap in that defense.
And it's so hard. You have Mara Bixby up at the top, and that's an advantage for Dike-New Hartford because she is so long and lengthy.
Yeah,
and
usually in the zone you have your tallest girl down toward the
down
bottom,
at the bottom.
in the middle. Yeah.
But more and more, I'm seeing it flip where they're putting the big girl up at the top to get more touches on it.
And especially with the shot clock, you slow that offense getting going when you guarding those guards. Now pressure here by Dike-New Hartford as Sioux Central brings it in. Almost a steal over there by Peyton Peterson. They get it across. Down the lane, up, and battle for the rebound. Peterson comes out of there. That's Jaden. She'll pull it up, now throw it across to Peyton. Peyton spins the lane, up, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Sioux Central. So far, Sioux Central doing well on the defensive board.
Hanging with them, and in the quarterfinal game, they had a different lineup. And as you can see, they're starting number 33.
Wilden,
and they didn't start her in the first game, so they're going to use her size.
Quick pass to Jaden Peterson, or to Peyton Peterson rather, and she gets the first bucket of the game. So Dike on the board first. Dike-New Hartford. Here's a three. Good! Brady Krager from long range.
And she is not the girl that you want to get hot if you are Dike-New Hartford. She averages 3 threes a game.
All the way down over to Peterson underneath. She gets it stripped as she goes up. On the run out. Here comes Sioux Central. Miss, put back up, and good. Presley Peterson rebounds the miss by Wilson. And Sioux Central up by 2 here, or 3 here early. There's a foul.
And that was a freshman taking it inside. And Coach Dahl has said that every game, Peyton Foster just keeps on improving.
Caitlin Wildman with the foul. There's the Peyton Foster. Yeah, that's, people are saying, well, you see the replay of the putback there. People say, well, they're going to graduate these seniors. Then you see somebody like Peyton Foster come in, and she misses the second one. Blocked there by Peyton Peterson. Quick run out the other way. Peterson up and good. And we're tied up here in the early going. Pressure again by Dike-New Hartford. Christian's over, looking at the three, steps through, and Bixby knocks it away, and the held ball will go to New Hartford.
And that's where that length comes into play.
Yeah.
Her using her legs, her arms, just to get anything.
See the replay there, the tie up. And here comes Dike-New Hartford. Foster gets it to Jaden Peterson. She drives and scores. And Dike-New Hartford takes a 2-point lead.
Use your ball fakes.
There's Bixby again, knocking it away. I don't know what her reach expand is, but it's got to be pretty wide there with her arms, her size.
It has to be. She is going to take her talents and play volleyball at UNI next year. We've said this with multiple games, but we have a ton of multi-sport athletes here. Volleyball players, track athletes. They can do it all.
Yeah, and Dike-New Hartford for a long time been the volleyball power, and then they kind of added basketball to it, and they've picked up right there where they have in the volleyball court. That one knocked away, stolen by Dike-New Hartford. Bixby. Here's Foster with it, directing traffic. Sends Izzy Norton over. She came in on that IMT insurance substitution. Now into the middle, kicked out to Norton for three. No good. Rattles around it down and going down to the floor. It'll be a tie-up, and this one will go to Sioux Central.
And that's that inside game. They're going to look to get it inside, whether it's looking for cutters or looking for post-ups. And if Sioux Central's going to crash down, they're going to look for the outside shooter, for the shooter to knock that one down. And that one could not fall. But that's a great look by Dike-New Hartford.
Peterson going down on her back, able to get the rebound there. But got tied up. Here comes Sioux Central. Look for the trap in the corner there. They get it through. Christian comes down, runner down the lane. Good by Christian.
I think Christian has that floater down. I've seen her do that a couple times throughout this tournament, and it is pretty.
Tied at 7 now. Looking to bounce it in there to Jaden Peterson. She'll go down the lane and pick up, or down the baseline and pick up the foul. That will be on Avery Wilson, her first second team foul. You see her drive to the baseline.
This Dike-New Hartford team so well balanced, and Jane Peterson in that quarterfinal game against Cascade, she had 9 points to go along with 17 rebounds.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Misses a couple free throws though. Put back up by Peterson. Peterson, the other Peterson on the rebound. Now Peterson, and then it's taken away. Christian says enough of that, pulls it out of there, but then stripped back away by Peterson.
That wasn't a bad foul right there, because if she wouldn't have fouled her, there would have been a breakaway layup.
And that'll be the first on Christian, the third team foul on Sioux Central. You get to 5 and you shoot 2. Up top now, Bixby. She throws it inside, back out. 3, no good by Peyton Peterson. Scramble out of there, picked up by Bushcole. And on the drive, a foul call as Bixby drives.
Looks like Jaden Peterson took a hit. I don't know if it's a knee or an ankle, but she is in a lot of pain right now.
No, she's getting some help off the floor there. I always hate to see that. Sometimes you get that knee in the thigh too, and that makes it.
I had a few of those back in the day. They do not feel good.
No. That is a second foul on Wilderman and the 4th team foul, so we'll be shooting the double bonus here with 2:30 to go. To the line is Bixby. She hits the free throw. We've got an IMT insurance substitution for the injury there. All Substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Bixby's second free throw no good, rebounded by Wilson. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTIMS.com. Here's a three quickly there, off no good by Krager.
Got to stop the ball.
Yep, Peyton Peterson going to follow it. Oh, nice block by Krager. One thing you mentioned at Dike-New Hartford, they attack the basket.
They do.
They?
And that's why in transition, if you're Sioux Central, you need to be communicating right away. I got ball, stop ball. That's the most important piece on the floor.
They didn't do it there, and Peyton Peterson will go to the free throw line for the bucket and attempt for the three-point play. Free throw is short. It makes it a three-point game. Rebound again to Sioux Central. They rotate it over. There's a three from the left side. No good. Battle for the rebound, and Peyton Peterson pulls it out of there. Out of the miss by Krager. Those outside shots are something that Sioux Central is going to have to zero in on and hit here. On the drive, Foster. Turn around, leaves it short. And now here comes Sioux Central. They're going to push it up the floor. Christian drops back. Here's a three. Good!
That one to hit.
Wilson. High ball game.
And that's what they do. They are shooters.
And that time they kind of pushed it. Seemed like Dike-New Hartford a little slow getting back. You see the replay there. But that seems a strategy against a taller team is to push it up the floor quickly before they can get back.
For sure. And Sioux Central, they're going to keep up this pace. The last couple of possessions, they came up empty-handed, just quick shots. And I was maybe thinking that they were going to pull it back and run some offense. But no, they said no, we're going to keep shooting it.
Get it up. And they've been doing well on the boards. And I think some of that is when you drive and everybody else is out, then you only have, you don't have many of your teammates down low to get the rebounds, and Sioux Central's been taking a little advantage of that early.
Yes, and they also have quick outlets, so they have numbers when they get into transition on those outlet passes.
So out of the timeout, Dike-New Hartford will bring it in, now take it away. Back the other way with it, Wilson goes up, has it blocked, no foul on Bixby. So that'll be the first foul on Dike-New Hartford.
I've been really impressed with Avery Wilson coming in as a sophomore. She's just playing with a lot of grit.
Misses the first free throw. She's shooting 76% from the line. Hits the second one. She's got 4 points. A little pressure now by Sioux Central, just token, they'll drop back. Playing man-to-man here. Over on the wing, rotate it down to Bixby. Back up top, Peyton Peterson. She drives in. Swatting at it, back to Bixby. He wanted the three, but they pick her up quickly. Now back out for three and off. Rebound on the far side, Avery Wilson. Quickly push it up the floor, take it right in against Peterson. A little contact, no call there. And Foster comes away with it.
Bodies hitting the floor. Both teams playing for a chance to go to the state championship game tomorrow night. Whoa.
Wow.
As Morgan Christian comes and knocks down our setup here.
Knocks us out of the way here. Back the other way. Up, no good. And miss. Here comes Dike-New Hartford back the other way. Lob it over, 5 seconds, up and no good. Peterson back up and good and one.
Tough play right there by Peterson to get the and one. She does it all. She passes, she steals, she scores. And she's going to go down in Iowa history as one of the best all-time athletes that there has ever been. We can talk about basketball all day, but incredible volleyball player as well.
It's the free throw. So after one, it's 13-11. Dike-New Hartford. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Welcome back to the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. 13-11, Dike-New Hartford in the first quarter. We're still waiting to get our monitor back. Here we go, as we had a player dive into. That's the first time in all the years I've done a tournament game we've had him jump in here. There's a steal out front by Krager. Jumper, short, rebound, pulled down by Foster. And Peterson getting the three-point play at the end of the quarter made it a 2-point lead. Now a steal back the other way. Up and no good again. And then the frustration foul from Brady Krager.
Not able to finish, but these last two possessions, Brady Krager is able to get into the passing lanes. And if they can do that all game, I think they're going to be all right. They're going to keep this close if they can get in the passing lanes.
And not to make excuses, but that height and the potential for a block is always in your mind when you're going down on Dike-New Hartford is chasing you, isn't it?
It is.
So we're back here. A couple of steals and not able to connect. Peterson up, no good, gets her own rebound, and now it's taken away underneath. Here comes Sioux Central on the run. Christian, 3-on-3, over to the wing, up, and no good again. And Sioux Central's
They've had really great looks.
Yeah.
They're just unable to finish.
And you tend to hurry a little bit too sometimes. Well, here's Dike-New Hartford. Of course, Jaden Peterson went out with some type of injury, and Bixby puts it back up, no good. Rebound battled for, and they're going to call a foul underneath. I think against Krager.
That will be her second foul.
Yeah. Second team foul here of the quarter. And now taken away by Sioux Central.
Christian's read that so well. As soon as that ball was in the air, she knew she had that.
Long three, no good. Rebound comes out long. Picked up there by Peterson. On the drive, Christian goes through baseline, reverse layup, good. Sioux Central ties it up.
Nicely done by Christian. That was just a tough play right there, and she was able to finish it. Both teams holding their ground.
Christian now with 4 points. There's a long three off, no good by Bixby. Rebound, battle for, still on the ground. It'll be a held ball, and that'll go to Sioux Central.
And those are the hustle plays. Hadley Ayers diving onto the floor, getting those 50-50 balls. Every single possession matters, and they know that.
See that. Here comes Jaden Peterson back in. Good to see an Izzy Norton for an IMT insurance substitution for Dike-New Hartford. glad to see she's back in the game.
Yeah,
here.
it looks like she added an ankle brace to her ankle.
So maybe rolled it just a little bit down there. And Dike-New Hartford seemed a little out of sorts without her in there. We'll see if that changes here. Sioux Central back around. Dribbling in, Christian's up, no good. And the rebound comes off to Jaden Peterson. There's Peyton Peterson driving in, back to the basket, she's stripped.
Good read right there, diving down.
Obviously, they've seen when she hits her back, she keeps that ball down low. Up top, Morgan Christian. With it for Sioux Central. They're in the red, and there's an offensive foul on the screen set by Avery Wilson.
I think that was the right call. She just didn't get set, didn't hold it.
Her third team foul here on Sioux Central. So,
and that's partly the ball handler's fault too. When you have a screen coming, you got to wait for your screen to get set in order to go off of it.
Lob into Bixby, up and good. Well, that's a luxury they have with Bixby too. They can post her up down low with that size if they need to. Back the other way, up and good. Presley Peterson. Tied again. On the drive, up no good. Peterson has it stripped away. Back the other way comes Wilson. Wilson looking for somebody. Gets it through to Christian somehow.
Travel.
And then a travel.
And she did. I think they're just getting a little sped up here. Again, when there's lots of different momentum changes, it's all right to take a breath and slow it down.
And you kind of feeling, we talked about the underdog, you're kind of feeling urgency. We got to score every time down,
Yeah.
And you want to get that ball up. And sometimes you play a little faster than you need to.
Which I love that fight in them.
Yeah.
But also it's okay to slow it down.
Peterson driving in, up, good. Peyton Peterson with the bucket. She's got 9. Here, and Dike-New Hartford back up by 2. Sioux Central with it now. Wilson up top to Krager. They rotate it over. Here's Christian down in. Oh, nice no-look pass.
Nice.
Underneath.
And that's what you got to do in a zone. You can pass it around the perimeter, but then eventually something's got to give, and you got to attack that zone. And they've gotten that look a couple times throughout this game. Dike-New Hartford losing Peterson down low.
They rotate it around. Dike does. Back over. Dike-New Hartford. Peyton Foster. Foster lobs it down low. Bixby up and good. That seems like money all day down there with her size, doesn't it?
All you got to do is throw it up, and one way or another, she's going to go get it.
That reach helping her offensively as well as defensively. Now back inside. Christian, quick jumper at the free throw line. Battle for the rebound. Run out to Bixby. She gets it and can't quite, but the follow-up, no good. And Sioux Central comes out of there with it. Hectic pace right now. Quickly up to Christian. She'll pull up, jumper, good! Tied again.
That was a nice-looking shot right there.
She decided, I'm not going to attack this time, just pull up and hit that
Pull
little
up.
short
Yeah,
jumper.
I feel like a couple of her last shots have been rushed.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, but with Dike-New Hartford's size, you don't know what's coming at you. Great decision by just pulling it up right there.
15 on the shot clock. They get it inside to Peterson, and she'll be fouled. That's Jaden Peterson.
If
She'll
that's
go to
on
line.
Christian, that's her third foul.
And that is. You see Christian there on the jumper, the other way on the replay here. And Jaden Peterson to shoot 2, misses the first one.
Looks like Sioux Central isn't going to sub her out, so she's going to have to play smart. In the quarterfinal game, this was kind of the theme is there weren't a lot of substitutions in that game with Sioux Central and Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. Sioux Central only subbed one, and then EBF only subbed none.
Jaden Peterson gets 1 out of 2 free throws and gives Dike-New Hartford a 20-19 lead with 2:14 to play. Another key number, 4 team fouls on Sioux Central, so fouls from here on out are 2 free throws for Dike-New Hartford. If we get a chance later, we might talk with your thoughts on that new change. Here's a 3, no good, rebound out long. Bixby takes it. And Dike-New Hartford under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Rotated over. Now crossing into the lane. Up and no good. Rebound, and the foul will be called on Miranda Taylor. Came in there on the break. Miranda Tyler. Now Jaden Peterson will come back in for Tyler for another IMT Insurance substitution. Here comes Sioux Central, down just 1 to the number 1 team, 3-time defending state champion. Oh, nice throw across the lane, up, and almost through traffic and down, but it's picked off. Bixby is on the run out, didn't see her right away. Peterson keeps it, and she gets fouled.
That last possession for Sioux Central, I liked that look. That was a different look that we've seen from them. Christian keeping it, driving baseline and looking in the middle. I think that you're going to see some more of that.
That was on Hadley Ayers. 15 foul, but it's a shooting foul anyway, and Peyton Peterson hits the free throw. Peyton has 11 here in the first half. And chance to extend the Dike-New Hartford lead to 3. Here comes Sioux Central. Over to Christian. Christian drives in, tried to pass it through the lane, but good defense there.
She was looking for Presley down low. They've gotten that look. Wasn't there that time.
Jaden Peterson stripped on the other end by Christian, who is playing with 3 fouls. And Izzy Norton back in for Dike-New Hartford, an IMT Insurance substitution. Dike-New Hartford inbound under their own basket. They get in and kick it out to Bixby for 3. Good!
Bixby knocks down that 3. She had 7 threes in the quarterfinal game.
Back the other way up, no good. Gets her own rebound, kicks it out for 3. Good by Avery Wilson. That's a big answer there because the lead was starting to balloon up a little bit.
The Sioux Central team, I tell you what, they are fearless right now.
Inside, up and off the glass by who else? Peyton Peterson.
Peyton Peterson with the answer.
So a 5-point lead now. Shot clock off. Sioux Central can play for the final shot here.
It's looking that they are going to hold it for 1 here.
Christian with it, 6 seconds. For 3, no good. It's off. Rebound battled for, tied up, and they won't get a shot off. Quarter ends. Dike-New Hartford 27, Sioux Central 22. We got a good one going on here. We'll take a break, come back, and check out some of the halftime stats coming up after this at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
place for you.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We're at halftime of this 2A semifinal, the girls' state basketball tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge, and Sioux Central, you talked about it. They're scrappy. They're hanging in there. They're probably wishing they made a few more of those close-in shots there, but just 5 points down. They got to feel good right now where they're at.
Yeah, they had a couple opportunities with transition layups and just some bunnies down low that they missed that they're probably wishing that they had back. But you know what? Give credit to them. They are hanging tight here. 5 points down to the number one team in Class 2A. I mean, they're playing with a lot of heart, and it's fun to see that.
And for Dike-New Hartford, it seemed like Sioux Central is getting a lot of defensive rebounds and pulling the ball away when they're bringing it down there. What do they got to do to counter that a little bit?
Just stay tough down there, and I think both teams are crashing really hard, and Dike-New Hartford does have a little bit of a size advantage, and they're going to keep powering it inside the post, but then they also have threats outside the three-point line with Mara and Bixby, who knocked down one, you know.
And then they've been taking her down into the post a little bit, too.
They have. With her size, we're going to see more of that to come.
All right, a 5-point lead here for Dike-New Hartford at the half over Sioux Central. And now it's time to once again thank our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, the IGHSAU had an opportunity to speak with Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson and learn more about their support of the girls' union and student athletes across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Matt Hominoff with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We want to thank all of our partners for all the great support we get from around the state. None more important than our proud title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau. With me today is the president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, Brent Johnson. Thanks for joining us, Brent. Yep. Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau feel so strongly about supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and our tournament games?
Well, Matt, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Girls Union now for 19 years. And once again, very proud to be a part of this year's state girls basketball tournament. And, you know, this tournament highlights the work ethic, teamwork, resilience, and dedication that these girls have contributed for a year's worth of dedication to their craft. And just like that same spirit, the Iowa farmers are the best in what they do across this entire country, not only in production, but also in conservation. And you put all that together, and there's a lot here to celebrate.
Yeah. Your support for the IGHSAU goes beyond youth and education. What other support does the Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Yeah. Well, Matt, here at Farm Bureau, we believe that today's youth is tomorrow's leaders, and we're proud to support them in many different ways. One of those is by our scholarship program. Every single year, we give nearly $500,000 across the entire state to those kids so that they can continue their education at a higher level. We've also partnered with the Girls Union and the Boys Association now for several years to offer concussion insurance for those student athletes who compete in sanctioned sports across the entire state so that they can do so at a high level and feel safe doing so. And that is at no cost to that student or their families. Third, we've given teachers across the state nearly $500,000 so that they can properly equip their classrooms to do their jobs better. And most recently, just last year, The Iowa Farm Bureau gave the Iowa FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can properly place ag teachers and ensure that students across the state have an exposure to agriculture and how it affects their lives every day.
Yeah, so the students participating in this year's tournament are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs. But one new item that they're taking home are the championship ball caps. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the girls who are competing at this year's tournament are actually taking home quite a bit of swag this year. Of course, we have the bag tags and the signature basketballs that the girls have been used to seeing over the years. But this year, we've added a championship ball cap so that those girls who actually win the tournament have an extra souvenir to remember that if they put their minds to it, they can accomplish anything.
Well, thanks again, Brent, for both your and everyone at Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the Iowa girl over the years.
In Iowa, we grow corn. A lot of corn. Corn is what supports us. It feeds our livestock, it fuels our vehicles, and powers our state. It nourishes our families. A cash crop? Yeah, but it's way more than that. Corn sustains us. It's who we are. Without it, we'd just be... well, you get the picture. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
The thing I love about Clark is that you're never just one thing. I'm not just a student. I'm a future doctor. I'm an athlete on a history-making team. I'm a community member supporting the causes I care about. I'm a friend, a neighbor, a leader. At Clark, you can become anything. What will you be? Be you at CU.
Welcome back to the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Time now to get your official state merchandise. It's available online, or get the smartphone out here and scan the QR code on your screen. If you can't do that, go to IGHSAU.org. You can browse and customize your state tournament merchandise to match your style. Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge here at halftime. You probably have a few state mementos and shirts and things from your time down here, huh?
I have a few. Quite a collection, if you want to say. But, yeah, they're always adding new things here at the Girls Union. And just, again, you look back at things that you had by making special memories, and those are just awesome. A
few of them, yeah.
Mementos.
Let's look at the stats. Really fairly close when you look at it. Shooting percentages. They're 32 to 34%, three-pointers 20%, 33, one more three-pointer, or two more three-pointers for Sioux Center. Rebounding, a big edge, 10 rebound edge for Dike-New Hartford, but 9 to 4 in turnovers for Dike-New Hartford. You see that. And points off of turnovers, though, Dike-New Hartford is taking advantage of that.
Points in the paint.
Yeah,
points in the paint is a big one, and we talk about the size that they have down low, and definitely a factor here in this game.
Another one that isn't on the screen here is Christian Morgan has 3 personal fouls, as does Caitlin Wilderman, or Morgan Christian rather, has 3 personal fouls, and Caitlin Wilderman 2 each for Brady Krager and 2 for Avery Wilson. For Dike-New Hartford, just 2 players with 1 foul, so that could come into play with a couple of your starters with 3 fouls already here in the first half.
Yeah, it's a major factor for sure. Looking at Sioux Central side of things, they really only play 6 girls deep, and same with Dike-New Hartford. They play 8, 9, would you have it players. So for Sioux Central, the story is we got to stay out of foul trouble, but we still got to keep attacking the boards really hard to stay in this game.
So we're, let's see, 27-22 here at the half. We'll take one more break here, and we'll come back and be about ready for the start of the second half at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented for the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Back here at the Girls State Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge. The officials in this game are turning around and talking about you. I don't know if that was good or bad, Ellie. What did you
trying to have a conversation with me, and we're going on the air in 5, 4. It's like, I'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. But anyway, Ellie Ruffridge here, 2 titles and a runner-up.
Yep, my sophomore year, we came up short to Nevada. But again, it's more motivation to keep working in the off season, and then my junior and senior year went back-to-back.
Well, that is a thing, too, and let's talk a little bit about that. We have just a minute. I did Caitlin Clark's last state tournament game ever, and that was her junior year when they lost in the semis. They didn't make it back her senior year. And, then what does she do? She goes on and into college, and here she set all these records, got them the national title game, and announced yesterday she's going to turn pro. Kind of sad to see that. Would have liked to see her back at Iowa, but happy for her. And like you say, sometimes the losses, too, they propel you. If you don't, just getting here, and that's your goal, but you can win. If you lose, and it's what you do with what happens to you, isn't it?
Absolutely, and we talk about just great teams making it to the state tournament, but there's also great teams and great players that don't get the opportunity to play here.
And while we got a quick second, remind you the Iowa Bankers Association is a proud sponsor of the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. As Dike-New Hartford starts the second half, shot up by Peterson, no good, rebounded by Jaden Peterson, and they'll pull it back out. Inside, Peterson drives off, no good. Back to Peyton Peterson. She drives and loses a handle on it. I think one of the things Sioux Center wants to avoid here is a big run at the start of the second half by
For sure. And
Hartford.
I think Coach Dahl at halftime brought his team together and said, hey, we need to pound it inside. And in the last 3 possessions, that's what they did. They attacked. But then you got Peyton Foster.
Peyton Foster, who, hits the 3.
So they got weapons all around, whether it's the inside or the outside game.
So Peyton Foster hits that and gives them an 8-point lead here as we start the third. Sioux Central, their first possession here of the second half. Get it off to Wilson. Krager, shot clock at 8. And the 3 is blocked by Peterson. It'll go out of bounds with 2 seconds. Glad to see her. She went down. She got up laughing. She kind of twisted an ankle in that first half, but back out there playing hard.
Yeah, you never want to see any player go down with an injury, so it's a good sign that she's up and at him.
Quick fire and shoot, and she hits it. Avery Wilson hits the 3. Cuts the lead down, now steal. All the way down, up, and no good. Peterson with it. Dike has Bixby on the run out. Back to Peterson. Good teamwork there.
Very good teamwork right there. And Sioux Central, again, wishing that they had that layup back because probably would have saved them 2 points right there.
Back up to 7-point lead here. They hit the 3 at the buzzer, then got it back. Now back out to Krager. Drives through the zone, puts it up, has it blocked, saved out for 3. It's off, and the rebound comes down to Dike-New Hartford. Bixby on the run out again. And she scores. So they're holding Bixby back and finding her on the release, aren't they?
Yeah, she's releasing a little early. But again, if you're Sioux Central, you need to recognize that, and you got to have at least one girl back.
Well, that's another advantage to Bixby playing that high spot on the defense is she can get
out
quickly.
and go. Yeah.
And a timeout called by Sioux Central here. 30-second timeout. So Coach kind of wants to settle them down a little bit. I think a 9-point lead, and you don't want that to stretch out too far because that's what Dike-New Hartford does. They slowly just pile on the points, and before you know it, they're way out there.
Yep, and Sioux Central just keeping it close here, maybe drawing up a play to find a good look. I think Sioux Central has some pretty decent ball movement, but you're not going to be successful if you're just passing around the perimeter. You have to have somebody taking it inside, creating a shot or a look. And so maybe that's something that he's talking about right now to attack the zone.
Try to get that zone to collapse a little more
in
on them so they have a more open shot out there. Winner will advance to play the winner of the next game, Panorama and Westwood. That's coming up next here in the other 2A semifinal. Then they will meet on Saturday at 4:45. And here's Sioux Central out of the timeout, 14 on the shot clock. Across the lane. Outside.
So I have a fascinating story here.
2 seconds. And shot gets away with the shot clock. Okay.
So this was brought to my attention yesterday, and that is Esterville Lincoln Central, Newell Fonda, and Sioux Central are all playing for a championship in 3 different classes, okay? Sioux Central's only loss is to Newell Fonda. Newell Fonda's only loss is to Esterville, and Sioux Central beat Esterville. So it's a round robin of 3 great teams.
That's 7 shades of Kevin Bacon or something like that. Is what that is. Cross. Oh, and there's a walk. It is amazing when you start looking, especially the smaller towns, and how things interconnect and the different teams. Paul Yeager does a lot of that research too on the lineage and the heritage of the different players and that.
So Sioux Central is in, and Newell Fonda, they're in the Twin Lakes Conference, and that's the conference I played in high school. So I reached out to my head coach, Rob Mask, because Pocahontas played Sioux Central in the regional final game, and I just said, hey, you got any tidbits for Sioux Central?
There's a bucket, yep.
And he brought that to my attention last night, and I'm like, that is quite fascinating, just how everything is connected and the strength of schedules with these teams.
Oh, pressure. They, within a second of getting a 10 count there, Sioux Central was down to Peterson. To the other Peterson, she loses it. Scramble on the floor. A tie-up will go to Sioux Central.
I think some people in the crowd wanted a jump ball, some wanted a foul, a travel.
Yeah, when Peterson went up, I think he wanted a foul, but I think there was a ball and it bumped and she came down. And well, one word you can use about Sioux Central, scrappy.
they are very
keep
scrappy.
At it, aren't they? They aren't backing away from the top-rated team.
Well, I just love seeing the hustle plays.
Yeah. Bixby over on the defense. Here's a 3, no good. And here's the double team, but Peterson will dribble out of it. Up to Foster. She spins in, kicks out. Peterson for 3, good.
Just so smooth.
Yep. Lead is 10.
I don't know if she is uncomfortable anywhere on the court.
No,
she just looks comfortable anywhere that she's at. She's a playmaker.
And in for Dike-New Hartford is Maddie Bushko is back in for an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. Down on the baseline. Not going to try to shoot it over Peterson.
I think that's what the crowd wanted.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot.
You got to think of the size differential. There we go. We see that. That was a volleyball move there to spike the basketball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See the replay here. Woo. So now Sioux Central under their own bucket, 15 on the shot clock. Get it out deep to Wilson. Now down low to Christian. They're trying to go cross court. Jaden Peterson picks it off and one. Morgan Christian gets called for the late foul there. That'll be her fourth. To see the replay. Yeah, just a late swat.
Yep. Again, doing a really great job just reading the passes, getting in the passing lane, and taking it down to the other end to make it a three-point play.
Jaden Peterson converts. She's got 6 points. The lead is now up to 13 for Dike-New Hartford. Sioux Central needs a bucket here. Blocked. The three by Peterson. Jaden Peterson. On the drive, reverse layup and one. What a move by Christian. See the replay here. Right through. That's one way to keep from getting blocked is use the reverse and use that basket, isn't it?
And I feel like all game when Dike-New Hartford looks like they're going to run away with this game, Sioux Central always responds, and that is a response that you want right there from your senior,
Yeah, and
Morgan
you say,
Christian.
well, it's an 11-point lead, but for Dike-New Hartford, they can blow it out to 20 pretty quick. There's the free throw, connects.
Sioux Central just staying around.
So get it back down to 10. And pressure by Sioux Central. They get it into the middle, they get it across. Bixby throws it over, now down low to Peterson. And jump ball call, that'll stay with Dike-New Hartford.
Caitlin Wildeman holding her ground right there. She's a sixth man for this team. Handles the ball well for a 5, and just anytime she comes in, just gives really good minutes.
Got her the start today to get a little extra height in there, I think.
Yep.
There's a jumper up, no good. Rebound, pulled down. By Krager. On the drive, they try to kick it back, but Bixby picks it up. Bixby checks ahead. She's going to take it in. No good. Rebound pulled down by Wildeman. A chance again for Sioux Central to take it below 10 here as we go under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Three-pointer, good! By Presley Peterson. She's the Peterson with the O. The other Petersons are with an E. There's a shot, Bixby, but Peterson rebounds it on the other side and puts it in.
Brady Krager just couldn't get around Peterson right there to box her out.
Sioux Central again. There's another three is up, off, no good. Long rebound's going to come out and stay with Sioux Central. Back in will come Izzy Norton for Dike-New Hartford for an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTINS.com. Sioux Central, 1:07 to play here. Down by 9. Rotated around, almost lost it. Saved the three, no good. Rebound to Peterson, Peyton Peterson.
The Rebels getting some good looks from 3, just not able to get them to fall these last couple of possessions.
About a 17-second differential between game clock and shot clock. They get it inside and a foul will be called.
Just a little too much body contact down there.
Hadley Ayers with the foul, I believe. That's her the second team foul. With 38 seconds, that's probably not going to play. Lob it in to Peterson. They throw it out. Peterson throws it across court. There's a three. Good! Izzy Norton. Well, that's the thing about anybody can score for Dike-New Hartford.
That's what's so good about Dike-New Hartford, too, is they're so long they can see those skip passes.
3 the other way. Missed, and it's Jaden Peterson. Yeah, they can see the court well and get the ball to the open Jaden Peterson drives in, loses the handle. A shot at the buzzer, no good. And we'll go to the fourth quarter. Dike-New Hartford has widened the 5-point lead at the half to 12 here. We'll have the fourth quarter coming up at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
See the fans here, Sioux Central fans on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. We go to the fourth quarter. Sioux Central, LA have scored 11. They need to pick up that scoring total a little bit here in the fourth to get back into this one.
Yes, they're going to need to score more than 11 points here in this fourth quarter.
And Dike-New Hartford scored 13, 14, and 18 to get to their 45. So here's Sioux Central. Go ahead. Starts in the second or fourth quarter. Bounce pass over to Christian. She'll put up the three. No good. Rebound. Oh. A little miscommunication. Yep.
I think Presley saw Peyton Peterson standing down there and said, I'm not even going to try and attempt to get a shot.
She wanted to get it back to Christian, but Christian was crashing the boards thinking if she's going to shoot it, I want to be there. Long outlet to Peterson, and that's going to go a little too deep. So Sioux Central, the Rebels, will get it right back down where they threw it in because nobody touched it.
I think Coach Dahl didn't mind that play. He just told Marin, hey, maybe throw it a little higher.
Yeah, a little more loft on it. And here comes Central. They quickly close outside and don't let Krager get off the three. Dump it inside, now over for three, short. I think that might have been partially tipped. Down low, up, and good by Presley Peterson.
She's just kind of been camping out down on that short corner, that baseline all game, getting a couple easy baskets.
Got it back to 10. That's as low as they've been able to get it lately. This one up, no good. Peterson rebound, no good. Battle for the board. Held ball will stay with Dike-New Hartford. And that ball goes on the floor. Everybody's scrambling, aren't they? I like to see that.
Yeah, it's like 10 girls are just swarming to the ball.
Lob it into Bixby, down to Peterson, back outside for three. Short. Rebound comes down to Wilderman. Sioux Central, chance to cut it below 10 here. Down in the post, up and blocked. It's so hard unless you get it quick behind the defense to get a shot under the basket there. They lob it in, plenty of time on the shot clock here. Now goes in, tried to throw it out, and that's going to be knocked away. Quick by Peyton Foster to get a hand on that one.
The Wolverines just make it so challenging every single possession in the half court for Sioux Central, and they just pack the paint. And it's hard to get good looks for Sioux Central.
Christian over to Krager. They won't let her shoot it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lob it down low. Spinning back in. Tried to get it back out. Bixby steals it up ahead. This time just enough, but the shot off no good. Dike-New Hartford has yet to score here 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, but Sioux Central has only scored 2, so.
A lot of defense right here.
Yeah. And then a foul called. That goes against Peyton Foster, and we'll have an IMT Insurance substitution. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here. Full timeout. Sioux Central wants to talk it over. Trying to cut the lead below 10 at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network, a young fan there, powered by Mid-American Energy. Young fan there watching the ball game. That's always good to see. And the young girls come down and they watch this. They want to be Ellie Ruffridge. They want to be the Petersons. And that's all part of the tradition of the Iowa girl, isn't it?
That's all about what it is being an Iowa girl. I mean, I remember so many times when I was a kid. It was a tradition for me and my dad and bringing my best friends along, just watching this, hoping that one day we were able to play on this floor. And it worked out for us. But, again, for some girls it doesn't. But it's all right to dream big.
Yeah, you got to have dreams. Oh, take it away by Jaden Peterson. So again, Sioux Central had another shot to cut it below 10, and now a timeout. Coach Dahl.
Maybe just a little bit of frustration with the turnovers here for Sioux Central.
And Sioux Central has had a couple chances. They've scored the only bucket here in the fourth quarter to cut down to 10, but they just haven't been able to push below that 10 mark. But they haven't had any. It's been little, maybe 4 6-point runs by Dike-New Hartford. They haven't let them get in a real, where they just put the game away yet.
Yeah, whenever Sioux Central slowly starts to creep back into this game, Dike-New Hartford always has an answer.
Pushing them back, yeah. So out of the quick timeout here, Dike-New Hartford will inbound it in their half with 27 on the shot clock. Peyton Peterson drives right in, has it blocked, gets it back, puts it up again, blocked again. Morgan Christian on the run out up ahead. Presley Peterson, and gets it. So the lead down to 8 here. Dike-New Hartford yet to score in the fourth quarter. Lob underneath, no good. Picked off. Here comes.
Ooh, that was tough.
Oh, right through the lane is Avery Wilson.
That was a nice move right there.
Lead down to 6 for Dike-New Hartford. Pressure. And timeout called. They were again within a second of having a 10 count in the backcourt there, so they called a 30-second timeout. Here's the replay on that cut-through drive by Wilson. And what's Coach Dahl saying over there?
I think I can see his hand movements right now, and it looks like he's telling them, hey, we need to calm down. This is our game.
Yeah, slow down. We got the lead. They've been trying to play a little fast, haven't they?
Yeah, stop turning the ball over. Get a good offensive set right here, and I think he's still telling them to pound it inside. I mean, the refs didn't call a foul last possession. I think he wanted a foul.
Yeah, because you got Christian with 4, and you got Wilson with 3 fouls. So take advantage of that. They get it in. Lob it down low to Peterson, and up and good. And there's Dike-New Hartford's first points of the fourth quarter with 4:55 to go here. There's a three. Yeah! Around the drain and out.
I think the crowd behind us would have erupted.
Oh, they would have. We got the Sioux
fell.
Central fans behind us. They would have went nuts. But spins out of there. Now Sioux Central's got to play defense again. And there's a foul by
Krager.
We'll see if Dike-New Hartford might pull it out and burn a little more clock here, slow it down a bit. We'll see. Looking for the lob over there. They're going to go down to Peterson. Three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wilson. Wilson takes it down up against Peterson and draws the foul. See it coming the other way. Peterson thought she was set. And to the line is Wilson.
And this is a sophomore making big time plays down the stretch.
There's 1 of 2 free throws in the first half. This is the first one here. Got to have all these points down the stretch. Second one misses and rebounded by Jaden Peterson. She'll push it up the floor quickly. Trapped over there, gets it away to Bixby. Now Foster inside. Jaden Peterson, double team. They rotate it over. She comes back down the lane and fouled from behind by Wilson. That'll be her third, I believe. Team's third. Her second team foul, excuse me. Halfway through the fourth quarter now. Three, good! Peyton Foster gets the three.
Sioux Central just having a breakdown on defense right there.
Lead back up to 11 now. There's a three, short. And the rebound to Dike-New Hartford off the miss by Krager.
You can see it on these faces because we're so close to the court. These girls are tired.
Yep.
They have been working so hard.
And
but they're not going to give up.
Nope, Krager tries to jump through for the steal. Dike-New Hartford lobs it down there, and Jaden Peterson couldn't get it, but put back by Peyton, and she draws the foul against Wilderman, which will be her fourth. So we got 2 of the starters with 4, Christian and Wilderman for Sioux Central, and to the line, Jaden Peterson hits the free throw. She'll have 25 points. Second free throw, good, make it 26. She averages 17. That's the thing with Dike-New Hartford, too. They have different scorers who can step up and take control each night. It doesn't always have to be, you know, we saw in that quarterfinal, it was Bixby. This one is up short, rebound.
Yeah, you're right. It can be anybody's night because they're so well balanced.
Oh, strip away, back the other way. Krager takes it up and good. Lead still 11, though, and there's a foul by Peterson trying to push the issue. That's her first. And we'll see Izzy Norton coming back in for Dike-New Hartford for an IMT insurance substitution. Final 3 minutes. Dike-New Hartford trying to get back to the title game for the 4th year in a row, trying to win 4 in a row. Sioux Central still trying to play the upset here. Done a good job so far. Oh, falling down is Christian. She thought she was pushed. Down the lane, across the lane to Peterson, up and good. Dike-New Hartford more control on offense right now, aren't they?
Just showing good hands right there. It wasn't a clean pass per se, but she's so good down there with her hands. She was able to catch that and finish.
Presley Peterson, a little skip as she tried to set her feet and turns it over. We got a full timeout here on the floor by Sioux Central. We'll take a break. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, all kinds of fans here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge. Well, Sioux Central, they need to get back into this, but you have a problem if you're going to foul because the next foul puts you in the double bonus. Then you have 2 players with 4, 2 players with 3, so you don't have a lot of margin for fouling here when it comes to trying to maybe send Dike-New Hartford to the line and hope they miss a few.
Yeah, I mean, Sioux Central still wants to keep up the defensive pressure, but it's hard for them to do that because they have so many players in foul trouble. And they don't really look to their bench much for substitution, so they're kind of in a pickle when it comes to that.
Jaden Peterson gets it. She takes it all the way down. There's a 3 short, and Peterson comes out and gets it. Gets it to Peyton, and Foster is fouled by Presley Peterson. She's the only one, that'll be her second foul. She's the only one that could kind of foul right now with a few to give, but that's the double bonus now. What's your thoughts on this going to the college rules with 5 fouls a quarter?
A lot of people have asked me that, and I always played with the 1-and-1, and I did like the 1-and-1. I feel like if you're going to get fouled, you need to earn it. Yeah. But I do like this change at the high school level as far as 5 fouls, get to the free throw line, and you get 2 shots.
There's the second one that gives 10 points. Kick it out for 3, no good. Rebound, Peterson.
They got numbers, but they decide to.
Tried to pull up, but there's going to be a foul over there, I think, on Presley Peterson. That'll be her third, and that'll be 2 shots. Does change a little bit the strategy in the end because at least you have a few 1-and-1s where maybe they miss it. Here you have guaranteed 2 foul shots, but I think I've seen in the games I've done this year fewer fouls because of that. That one rattles out for Bixby, who has 10. She had 25 points in that 7 3-pointers and 25 points in that quarterfinal to push them through there. Second one is good. Gives her 11. 57-41.
Dike-New Hartford just making it so challenging for Sioux Central.
Here's a 3. Oh, in and out again. Rebound, Sioux Central. Christian with it. Has it knocked away down low, and the foul will be called, I think, on Jaden Peterson, and Presley Peterson will go to the line.
And that play was breaking down right there, but sometimes those plays come into your favor. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. Presley Peterson coming up with that, heading to the free throw line.
Misses the first one. Presley Peterson with 13 on the day. She'll get one more and then hits it. It makes it a 15-point game here. Now Dike-New Hartford's just going to take their time, work the clock as they're looking, Sioux Central looking for the foul, and there's
and that'll be her 5th.
Foul on, Caitlin Wildeman. That'll be 5 on her. She'll foul out with no points. Played a good game, though, starting here in this semifinal. They'll bring in Emma Smith off the bench for an IMT Insurance substitution. Wildeman just a sophomore, 5'11" sophomore. And the free throw is up and good by Jaden Peterson. She's got 6. Averages 12. That one off to Peyton Peterson. And Dike-New Hartford. Oh, they're going to take their time, but quickly on the run out, Christian goes up and puts it in. Sioux Central takes a timeout. Is that a full timeout? Full timeout. Okay, we'll take a break here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. 58-44, Dike-New Hartford over Sioux Center. 104 away from going for their 4th straight state title. Dar Danielson, Ellie Ruffridge. What do you say about Sioux Central? They put it all out there today and really scrapped hard in this one.
They gave it their all. No question about their effort. We said if they had nothing to lose, and they played like that. They played resilient and fearless. Dike-New Hartford, though, feeling it. They are closer to getting back to the state championship game and going for their 4th state championship title.
As they're going to slow it down a little bit here. And looks like Sioux Central is just going to let it wind down. Timeout. Coach Dahl is going to get some substitutions in here. And this is a team, this Dike-New Hartford, they're going to start talking about where they fit on the whole dynasty. You know, the Ankeny team that won 4 straight, those teams. And so they'll start talking, you know, they've talked about that in volleyball. That's a given, you know, but basketball, they're in that conversation now too, aren't they?
Absolutely. Just incredible all-around athletes. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think is so important with small towns is you have those girls who are going to play all the sports. They're going to be involved in so many different things. And a lot of these girls spend so much time with each other because they go from one season to the next. And again, they're never satisfied, and they want to be the best at what they do, no matter what it is.
Yeah, and I heard stories, you know, they'll be at volleyball practice, but afterwards they might take some time and shoot some hoops and, you know, work on their shot a little bit. And the coaches, they love that too, because when you have a well-rounded athlete, that helps you in all sports, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I actually did a basketball camp a couple of years ago at Dike-New Hartford. Bruce invited me to come down and work with his team for a little bit, and right after the clinic that I put on, it wasn't like 5 minutes later they were putting the volleyball nets up for just to get some
time.
Yeah, I'm like, this is just awesome to see. They're a bunch of gym rats at Dike-New Hartford.
And the shot clock's going to run down. You know, the thing is, too, you realize it, and you probably look back, that time goes so fast in high school.
Oh, it does.
And you only have so much time to play so many sports, because when you get to college, it's tougher to try to play more than one sport. You want to concentrate more, and then some of them don't get to play college sports, you know, and so it's just a time in your life where you got to go out and do what you can.
It is, and I always enjoyed high school because I was also a multi-sport athlete, and even though basketball was my primary sport, it was nice to get a little break with playing other sports.
They rotated around here. That's Lindsay Peck in there. Marley Madsen for Sioux Central. Try to get some names out here quickly for you. Also in there, Kennedy Brown, Ava McCarty. As they're going to wind the clock down, they'll put up one final shot. And Dike-New Hartford will advance for the chance at the 4th straight title here with the 58-44 win over Sioux Central. And someday they'll look back and say, man, we were within 14 of Dike-New, and that's saying something too, because this team, I've seen Dike-New Hartford blow a lot of teams out down here at state tournament.
Yeah, Sioux Central again had a historic season for themselves. A first time making it to state. most wins in program history. They have a lot to be proud of, and they definitely should not hang their heads. They gave it their all in this game, and it was really fun to call this game.
Just a second, Gene Berger from the Girls Union will be presenting them their trophy and their swag here for the tournament. And then Dike-New Hartford will get the advance to the bracket. Did they start doing that when you were, or was that after?
We did do the bracket when I was in high school, and I think...
Did you write it in then?
I think they gave us a sticker.
Yeah.
Just like they do now.
I think the first few years they wrote it in, and then they went sticker. But here, let's go to the PA address announcer.
In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Executive Director Gene Berger and Basketball Administrator Gary Ross. Congratulations, head coach Casey Krager and the Rebels of Sioux Central on an outstanding basketball season. And now Mariah Ash will advance her team to the next round in the official bracket at center court. Dike-New Hartford fans, your team advances to the 2A championship and will play the winner of our next game between Panorama and Westwood. That'll be tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon at 4:45. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for your support and attendance today cheering on your favorite team. As a reminder, please exit the arena so we can prepare for our next game. Tickets for the next round can be purchased online and delivered straight to your mobile device.
I just noticed 11 points each quarter for.
Did they end with 11?
Yeah, they ended with 11, surprisingly. But you know, and they'll look back, maybe a few shots missed here or there. But you know, you look, and we talked about it. You're going up against one of the great teams. They're looking to go with the four-peat or whatever quad-peat or whatever you call that. But a great effort again by Dike-New Hartford and a good effort by Sioux Central.
Yeah, both two really solid teams that we were able to watch here in this semifinal game. But again, Dike-New Hartford, so many weapons and so deep, able to advance back to the state championship for the 4th year in a row.
All right, Ellie Ruffridge, pleasure doing a game with you. Thanks to Jose, our director today. I'm Dar Danielson. That's going to wrap it up here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Good job.